Hello. Hi, mentors. Today, as promised, I'm going to follow up with our book, Reading and Writing with English Language Learners, by talking about the first thing that they talk about in the book, which is a mini lesson. So, your whole class or your whole session should really be designed around one teaching point, and your mini lesson should be short. So, today, my challenge is I'm going to try and model a mini lesson for you in about 5 minutes. So that doesn't necessarily include the engagement time, so the time that the student would take to do the work, that may be not included. But I'm going to try to keep my mini lesson as short as possible to show you how I would do this in a short amount of time, because I realize that you've only got your students and you want a lot of bang for your buck. So today I'll model that and I'll talk you through the process, or rather I'll put overlays about the process on screen. So I noticed that students are having trouble with verbs and nouns and knowing the difference between a verb and a noun. So I'm going to teach you today one of the ways that we can distinguish a verb from a noun, and then we'll practice it. So for example, if I've got a sentence, Susie goes running, the verb here is the running, and the noun is Susie. She's a person, place, or thing. So rather than labeling these with the word, verb, or noun, what we're going to do is use shape. I'm going to get a triangle, and my verb, my action, is going to get a circle. So the way to remember this is that a circle can kind of spin and be in motion. So we'll remember that that shape can do things where a triangle really can't. Okay? So this is always going to be the structure of our English sentence. We're always going to have the noun before the verb in a simple sentence. Okay? So let's try another one, another sample. If I have Adam likes pizza, let's try and see if we can label this. It's a little bit different. So we're going to look, what is the thing that we can do? We can like. That's our motion word. And here are our nouns. We'll put a triangle over those. Adam likes pizza. What if I just did, I changed it up a little bit. Could we fill in the blanks here? Now, what I would like you to do is have a look at some of the sentences in our story and do some of the labeling here. What we'll do at the end is come up with a big list that we can put under our triangle and under our circle of words. And we'll get a whole list compiled of nouns and verbs that we can use. Then we'll separate them and put them into sentences. Hi, editing Tegan here. So you can see that I did that mini lesson and I had 52 seconds left on my timer. So they don't need to be long. They should be really targeted and focused on what you are trying to teach and trying to achieve and the things that you've seen from your lessons before. So in that lesson, my pretend students were having trouble with verbs and nouns. So I gave them a strategy to work with. The Montessori grammar shapes that I introduced in that mini lesson are really in depth. There are a lot of shapes, and it's not always 100% useful, but I think that for your students who are maybe a little bit more visual or very beginning, or if you cut out the shapes and they could manipulate them, they're a good kind of stepping stone to learning the structure of English. And then you can use them as a comparison to their first language as well. So where would you put the verb, noun, pronoun, whatever? I would encourage you to Google them if you're interested in it. There's lots of information and there's charts that you can find that have all of the grammar shapes like listed and laid out. Those were just examples. You don't need to use them. I just wanted to use them for the mini lesson. So the book goes on about mini lessons a little bit more. I would encourage you to have a look at the mini lesson map in here, and also on page 35, the framework, because it lays it out really nicely, the way that you would adjust your mini lesson for students at different levels. I don't know where that cut off. We're still on the island. I would encourage you to look at page 35, and it breaks down by level your mini lesson and how it should be structured and the differentiation steps that you should take for your students. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you're enjoying the book and finding things useful. That's it. Sorry for all of the